It started with a gym receipt. Not lipstick on a collar, not a hotel keycard, not some dramatic message flashing across her phone in the middle of dinner. Just a faded little receipt from a gym smoothie bar, folded once, tucked into the side pocket of my wife's purse. The strange part wasn't the smoothie, it was the time. 9:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. The same Tuesday she told me she was at a parent-teacher meeting for our son's school. I stood in our kitchen holding that receipt while the dishwasher hummed behind me and our 7-year-old son slept upstairs with his stuffed dinosaur tucked under one arm. The house smelled like lemon soap and leftover pasta. Everything looked normal. That was the worst part. Our life looked perfect from the outside. My wife, Marissa, was the kind of woman people complimented at barbecues. She remembered birthdays, packed cute lunches, posted pictures of us at pumpkin patches and school fairs with captions like, "My whole world," and I believed her. For 11 years, I believed I was part of that world. At first, I told myself not to be ridiculous. Maybe the meeting ended early. Maybe she stopped at the gym afterward. Maybe the register time was wrong. That's what marriage teaches you to do when you love someone. You argue against your own instincts. But then came the second receipt. Same gym, same smoothie, same Tuesday night. And the third. By then, I had started noticing other things too. Her phone was suddenly always face down. She smiled at texts, then locked the screen when I walked in. She started wearing perfume to run errands. A soft vanilla scent I used to love became something that made my stomach tighten. One night, while folding laundry, I found a black workout tank I had never seen before. It wasn't the kind she wore around me. It was tighter, newer, still smelled faintly like cologne. I asked her about it. She laughed too quickly. "It's just gym clothes, Daniel. God, you're acting weird lately." That was her favorite move, turning my questions into my problem. So I got quieter. I stopped accusing and started listening. Subscribe if you think you already know where this story is going, because I didn't. The next Tuesday, Marissa kissed our son on the forehead, kissed me on the cheek, and said, "Don't wait up, school board stuff always runs late." She smiled so naturally that for 1 second, I hated myself for doubting her. Then she left. I waited 10 minutes. Then I checked the location sharing we had turned on years ago for safety. Hers was off. Of course it was. So I drove to the school. The parking lot was empty. No meeting, no parents, no Marissa. I sat there with both hands on the steering wheel, feeling something inside me go cold and strangely calm. Not angry. Calm. Because once your heart understands the truth, your body stops negotiating. I drove to the gym. Her car was there, parked near the back, next to a silver truck I had seen once before at our son's soccer game. It belonged to Caleb, her fitness friend, the divorced dad who always laughed a little too loudly at her jokes. I didn't confront them. I didn't bang on windows. I didn't make a scene. I took a picture of the cars and drove home. That night, she came in at 11:18, smelling like vanilla perfume, mint gum, and sweat. "Long meeting?" I asked. She dropped her purse on the counter. "Exhausting," she said. "You have no idea." And she was right. I didn't. Not yet. Over the next 2 weeks, I gathered everything. Receipts, screenshots, phone bill records, calendar lies, photos of her car where it shouldn't be, a charge for a boutique hotel 2 towns over that she claimed was a banking error. When I finally opened her old tablet, the one she forgot still synced to her messages, the last piece fell into place. Caleb had written, "I love how exciting this feels. You're not just someone's wife when you're with me." And Marissa replied, "That's what I needed. Daniel is safe, but safe gets boring." I read that sentence 5 times. Safe gets boring. Safe was me making breakfast while she slept in. Safe was me taking our son to urgent care at 2 a.m. while she was too tired. Safe was paying the mortgage, remembering her mother's medicine, packing school bags, fixing loose cabinet handles, holding our life together so she could feel free enough to destroy it. I didn't cry then. The crying came later, in the shower, where the water was loud enough to hide it. 3 days later, I met with a divorce attorney. I didn't tell Marissa, not until everything was ready. The confrontation happened on a Sunday morning. Our son was at my sister's house. Marissa was making pancakes, humming like she was still the perfect wife in the perfect kitchen. I placed the folder on the counter. She looked at it, then at me. "What's this?" "The truth," I said. Her face changed before she opened it. That was how I knew she already understood. She flipped through the photos, the receipts, the messages. Her hands started trembling. "Daniel." I didn't speak. "It wasn't serious," she said. "It was just excitement. I felt invisible." That almost made me laugh. Invisible. The woman who had turned our marriage into a performance was telling me she felt unseen. "You lied to me," I said. "You lied to our son. You used our family as cover." Her eyes filled with tears. "I never stopped loving you." "No," I said quietly. "You just stopped respecting me." That silence hit harder than shouting ever could. Then came the anger, then the blame, then the panic. She said I had become predictable. She said Caleb made her feel alive. She said divorce would destroy our son. She said I was being cruel. But the court didn't care about her speeches. It cared about patterns. Missed pickups, late nights, messages proving she used school events and parenting duties as excuses to meet him. Her own words saying she wanted freedom from mom life and needed someone who made her feel young. I didn't take our son from her. I protected his stability. And when the judge granted me primary custody, Marissa broke down in a way I had never seen before. Not because she lost me, because the image finally cracked. The perfect wife, the devoted mother, the woman who could betray quietly and still control the story. All of it fell apart in a courtroom with beige walls and fluorescent lights. Months later, our house is quieter, different, but honest. My son and I make pancakes on Sundays now. He pours too much syrup. I let him. Sometimes he asks why Mom doesn't live with us anymore, and I tell him the truth in a way his heart can hold. Sometimes adults make choices that hurt families, but you are loved, always. Marissa still posts smiling pictures online, but I don't check them anymore. I used to think betrayal needed revenge. Now I think the quietest justice is refusing to keep living inside someone else's lie. She wanted excitement. I chose peace. And in the end, peace took everything she thought she could keep.